All right. What's going on, y'all?
What's happening?
Yep, this is D the Wild for your mind.
This is Wise 9.
And today, on this episode of the Mood Slingers, we got a very special guest with us. He's 1/4 of member of the Mood Slingers, and he's also like the financial guru of the group. My man Kage is in the house, man. What's good?
What's up? What's going on, man? What's up, man? Financial guru. Nah, it's a pleasure to be with my brothers, man. Mood Slingers, man. I was telling Wise the other day because, you know, I'm watching the videos, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm like, man, I'm getting jealous, man. You know, I need to get down with something, you know.
I mean, I know, yeah, you out there, you know, you doing the moving and shaking and all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
man.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you got to make some time, you know what I'm saying, to talk about some things that's important to the community and the culture that normally don't get discussed. It's always somebody that, okay, like people will have when they're talking about money, or they'll have it when they're talking about the entertainment, but they
Never mix the two.
like they need to. It needs to be more of a conversation where they're mixing the two and educating people.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of, you know, why we wanted to get Kage in here, because a lot of times we miss light on what happens after the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And having your life squared away after that. So, you know what I'm saying? He can give us some insight on some of that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, like one of the things that that I wanted to ask you, Kage, was like, you know, the importance of life insurance. I know I have to get some myself, you know what I'm saying? Right. But there's a lot of people in the entertainment industry you see where something happens to them, the first thing they do, the family, the loved ones, they got to create a GoFundMe.
Right, or the fish fry.
Yeah. Right, in order to pay for the expenses, the burial expenses or whatever. So tell me, what's the importance?
And let's not even get it twisted. It ain't just hip-hop artists.
Right, just the black community in general.
Right, our community in general. You know what I'm saying? Needs this information.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, Get Life was founded on that whole situation of not having the education, and that's for me on a personal level. Like, as you guys know, grew up, I was in the music business. Mm-hmm. I had some success, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was doing my thing. Right. But I decided to kind of leave the business, and after that I realized I have no financial acumen. I have no business, well, not really business, but financial acumen. I didn't know anything about credit because, you know, growing up, you know, I hung with hustlers, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it was like, you know, we pay everything in cash. Everything was cash, you know. It wasn't about credit. It was about cash because, you know, cash was, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of learned from them because they were, you know, a little older than me. So I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. But after I got out the game, man, and I had everything, I ended up losing everything.
Right. Wow.
And I didn't have no type of foundation as to how to get this stuff back. You know, I worked my whole life. Why, you know, he can testify to it. And then in the game, and then you lose it all, and you like, okay, well, what now? How do I kind of get myself back in position? So that caused me to go through all types of hardships, financial hardships, emotional distress, not being able to provide for my children like I want to, not being the man that I needed to be, right, for myself and for the people I cared for. So it was you know, I got to rock bottom. I was like, you know what? It ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna get to, never again, ever in my life, wherever. So, you know, that's when, you know, work comes into play, making sure you have the steady income. But then once you have that steady income, building on that income so that you can have something so that if a rainy day comes, not only, you know, would you have like a savings component, but you could have some other components like credit. And how life insurance comes into play with that is, okay, well, I'm working so hard, and I may not have had, let's say, $500,000 or $1 million, right, in cash. But if something happens to me, I can get that sort of policy. You see what I'm saying? To make sure that my children are secure, or my house is paid for, or the cars, I don't leave anybody in debt, like stuff like that.
Right.
Not only that, but if you are into business, now I'm talking about kind of more financial stuff with credit, like having a strong credit foundation is good for that because it can help you obtain the resources you need in order to grow your business.
Right.
So life insurance and just financial intelligence, that's very important to me. And that's why I founded Get Lyfe a couple of years ago. So I started to learn about finances. You know, I got my licenses and stuff like that. And my whole thing was I just want this to be a resource for everybody in the hip hop community and the Black community. Especially for my brothers and sisters.
Right.
So right now at Get Lyfe, you can go there right now. We got we got everything. Everything you want to know as far as blogs, we have that, tips, tricks, and strategies. We even have a AI assistant called Gary, who's short for what's Gary's acronym short for? I can't remember. But you can ask Gary if you go to Get Lyfe, GETLYFE.com. And ask Gary, like, what does your name mean? He'll tell you, and I can't remember right now.
Explain to the audience again what exactly is Get Lyfe.
Okay, Get Lyfe, like I said, was founded. It's for everybody, but you know, I care about my community a lot. I care about my brothers and sisters. I care about people who have a passion for something like how we do in music, right? Right. Get Lyfe is a resource. It's really more than anything a resource for people like us to learn and get educated. We're not selling you any type of courses. We're not trying to coerce you into anything. It's just really a resource. The life component is with life insurance. So if you want to get life insurance, you can get life insurance there, and know that our advocates, we call them advocates because the people that work at Get Lyfe are people who care just as much as I care. So we call them advocates for the community. We want to help people get the information they need so that like if they do pass away, or even while they're living, because insurance is not just about death, but even while they're living, you can take the money that you've worked hard for and build something on top of that.
That's one of the things I wanted to get people to realize, or a lot of people that don't realize, how the insurance games work and how it can benefit you while you're still here. You don't have to wait to die to make that policy work for you.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And a lot of us, we get intimidated by it because we were never presented with that, coming up. A lot of times in the households, you didn't have parents that were astute enough in the insurance game or in the finance game to prepare us later on in life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you make mistakes and then you learn from those mistakes. Right. But if you got that information firsthand, like a place like Get Lyfe, they're showing you, okay, you can do this, this, and this with these policies. Right. You can do this, this, this to get your credit right. Right. Those are very advantageous programs that we need to start shedding light on in our community.
Right.
You know?
I wanted to touch upon that, like, because now with the different insurance policies, I know there's two different kinds. The ones, explain the one that you can. There's I forget the actual name of them, but there's policies, term life, and there's another
whole life.
Whole life. Yeah. So explain to the people the difference between the two, because that's where I was confused.
All right, cool. Yeah. Well, first of all, there's so many types of insurance policies, life insurance policies, but the two ones that people kind of ask questions about are term life and whole life, right? And the difference is term life insurance is for a certain period of time. Right. So hence the word term. So let's take you for instance. Let's say, okay, you have kids, your kids are like 10 years old. Right. You still have a mortgage you're paying for. You have 15 years left on that mortgage, right? Until it's paid off. You could say, all right, well, let me get a 20-year term policy. So in the event that if I die before this mortgage is paid off, not only can I pay this mortgage off for my kids so they'll have a place to live in, right? But they can have a little extra on top of that too. So what that does is that creates a base, a foundation, so that your children won't have to go out and hustle and do all the hard work that you had to do, right, and stuff like that. Because what I'm starting to realize is we're always starting over. And we need foundation. Foundation. Without foundation,